would that show a slimy reputation for context industry? Absolutely not. Now, let me ask you a question, okay? If you hire on to a company and they have an employment contract with you and it doesn't specify any kind of end date in the employment contract, right? Instead, it is open-ended, and at your last performance review, they've indicated to you that you're doing fine and you're a valuable asset to the company and blah, blah, blah. And then they turn around and lay you off. Does that strike you as being slimy, or what was the word you used? Showing a slimy reputation? You see, they're acting purely in their self-interest, right? And if it's in their self-interest to sort of kick you to the curb, they will. It's nothing personal. It's just that that's what makes sense for them financially and in their strategic position and in their competitive position. So that's what they do, right? Now, you do the same. Every player in this business environment is doing this, and you are a player. So if you are working with a company, but yet at the same time, there's another company that will pay you more and value you more than what these people are, and they have something to offer for you, if you take their offer, does that make you slimy? Absolutely not. You have the right to work where you want. And opportunities come and go, and good situations come and go. And I believe I understand where you're coming from. You're coming from a place where loyalty is a good thing, and honoring your commitments is a good thing. And those are very, very good things. And you're absolutely right that on a personal level, loyalty is a very, very important thing indeed. However, we're in a business environment here dealing with business entities, and those rules don't apply. People only do things that make financial sense to them in this game, because if they don't behave like that, then their competitors will, and they will lose, right? Now, if you don't believe me on this, okay, you look at two employees. They both get hired onto the same company, and unbeknownst to them, there are other players, other employers in their hometown that will pay a lot better. Employee A leaves and takes one of those opportunities. Employee B stays. Now, if you look at what happens to employee B and employee A and employee B, does employee B get rewarded for their loyalty? No. And if you've ever been laid off, or you've observed others get laid off, you might know exactly what I'm talking about. Because those people get laid off regardless of things like how loyal they are. This is not like a negative thing. This is just, it's illustrating the rules of the game. It's illustrating the reality, right? So, unfortunately, this encourages people to always act in their self-interest. It doesn't mean you have to act like a jackass to people on a personal level. It just means when it comes to like things like this, like business arrangements, you go with what makes sense. If you buy your groceries at a store and you buy bread at the grocery store, and one day they decide to increase the price of a loaf of bread by $10, okay? It no longer makes sense for you to shop there when you could go across the street and shop at this other grocery store who hasn't increased the prices of bread, right? Traditionally, you'd go to this store because they were $1 cheaper. Now they're $9 more expensive, right? So, okay, no problem. You have the perfect right to do that. I, on the other hand, have perfect right to go to this other store and pay $9 cheaper for the same thing, right? Do I worry about like my loyalty to that first store? No. I go there, and I'm happy to go there as long as it makes sense for me. And if they truly value me as a customer, they will ensure that it makes sense for me to continue going to them, right? It's a mutual thing. But listen, this is all just sort of my, what do you call it, like philosophy or whatever. I mean, listen, you don't have to just accept what I'm saying, nor do I require you to. This is the opinions I've cultivated based on the experiences I've had over the course of my career. If that's helpful, great. If not, it's fine. You know, we don't all have to think the same. We all don't have to act the same. I'm just sharing kind of my take on it. So if that's helpful, great. If not, hey, you know, different folks, different strokes, different folks.